now we are going to do this together, this presentation. I would like you to tell us about the 2 or 3 problems we found.
Alright, so we focused on such problems. Being under constant surveillance in everyday life, because there are CCTV cameras everywhere in schools, outside school. So we are being under constant surveillance, and well, it's obviously done for safety reasons, but the question is, where is the border, yes, of our privacy or privacy, if you prefer. So Big Brother is constantly watching us, so perhaps that is a good question. The other problem is taking unauthorized pictures, making films, recordings by students, and well, making them public, making these materials public, and it's the beginning of cyberbullying, really, and students are not aware perhaps how serious the problem is and how well, they can end up in a tragic way. So, well, what are the solutions, yes?
Yes. There are many solutions, but the most important thing is rules. That means that the school should make rules. For instance, the school should not put a camera in the classroom or in the toilets. That's something they should not done. But there are also rules for the students. They should not take their camera in the situations where there are lessons and things like that. And they should not put films on the internet about their teachers while they're getting angry or whatever. So it's too much. So there should be rules, but you cannot have rules without awareness. And we think that's more important. And they go together. So you set the rules, and you have to become aware of the problems of films, and then you try to talk about the rules again. So how do you, that's the next question, become more aware of the risks and the dangers of putting films on the internet? You can do that by confronting the students and the school directors with what they are doing about giving publicity by their films. Or you can also do it by educational workshops, for instance, with drama, and show them the effects of harming the privacy. So that's the 2 things we think you can do.
Item challenge students treated as small children. Because they want to be addressed like normal people, but often they are not. And then our solutions were like that students like that who are more integrated in normal life, that they are talked to directly and not in a way that they're babies, and have more information and knowledge in classes, for instance by visits from people that are challenged in classrooms, and better access to buildings, because it's also not really nice.
And we have to guarantee that everybody has right to study, and we cannot discriminate if somebody has some learning problems or some moving problems or something like that.
Yes, okay. I think to most of the teachers among this group here, this is nothing new. We more or less all have experienced situations where we just got aware of that students are discriminated. The question is what to do. We just chose the example of the homosexual person. You could, of course, as mentioned, also choose any other example of discrimination. The first step that we think could help is that the teacher, when confronted with a certain aspect, like, hey, have you heard the student, let's call him Peter, is homosexual? that the teacher reacts in a way that conveys the impression that this is absolutely natural by saying something like, "Oh, really? So what? I can't see a problem. He's homosexual. Anything interesting you would like to tell me?" And this could help to make the students see that the teacher, who in many cases is also a bit of a role model, we would say, really is not shocked by this. This is something that to him is no problem. And the next step could be involving what we have called functional or experimental training. There are professional agencies that offer training, for example, in a way that people try to experience discrimination in a simulation. Let me give you a short example. There is an agency working in Germany that tries to simulate discrimination by picking out all students that are involved in the training in the morning that have, for instance, blue eyes or blue-colored eyes. These people get a kind of scarf or something, and they have to keep the scarf around their necks all day. And of course, when continuing with the program, these people are always actively discriminated by telling them, well, let's all have a seat. Of course, the people with the scarf are not allowed to take a seat. They have to stay apart. Or it's time to have some lunch, but of course not for the people who wear the scarf. And these people are inferior in any respect. This, of course, is something that also demands some money. And we know that this is a difficult problem. The last step should be a discussion or reflection with the class.
Or the design, or carpets, or nothing. Just an empty room. And here again, we must respect laws and respect of the country's rules. But what if the rule is wrong itself? What if the rule is wrong itself? It's just a little human right, right? The praying is a human right, and we demand some praying. And here the conclusion: if you don't agree, you can fight the law in the country. But we don't like fighting. We love loving. That's it.
Another problem is also that your own pictures you made can simply be copied from others. For example, if you put a picture on Facebook, people can just copy and paste on their desktop, and this is a big problem, we think. And we look for a solution, and the solution could be that there is a law that the copyright should be protected better, for example, especially in these social networks.